The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the producers and the individuals appearing on this program and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the staff of the Sun Prairie Media Center, its members or underwriters, the board members of the Media Center Commission, Charter Communications, TDS Telecom, or the staff and elected officials of the City of Sun Prairie.
My name is Jamison Rabbit, and I am proud to be joined today by a man who created Cool Whip just out of boredom. His name is Mike Roth.
Yes, and actually the ingredients have changed over the years. It used to be just whiteout.
Just straight whiteout.
Straight whiteout, but you know, thanks to computers, they don't make that in bulk anymore. Yeah. So they used like creamer and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Don't give away the trade secrets of what Cool Whip is. I don't want to know.
Just saying.
I don't want to reveal it here. No spoilers. So this week we have a few movies on the marquee, throwback, all that. And I'm going to get us started off with the first movie. It is called Traffik from director Deon Taylor.
With a K.
Traffik with a K. Yeah, not the Traffik movie that you remember from the early 2000s. This one stars Paula Patton as a lady named Bria. She is a reporter who recently lost her job. Her boyfriend, played by Omar Epps, his name is John in this movie, he decides to take her up to a mountain retreat, a beautiful mountain retreat, and there he's going to propose to her. It is going to be magical. On the way up to the mountain, they stop at a gas station, and you get your standard gas station inciting incident with a bunch of bikers. You've seen this play out many times where they come over to check out the car and the pretty lady, and things start going bad, and now we got some bad feelings. John and Bria continue on to their mountain destination, but I'm guessing these bikers might show back up in this movie. That's just you can guess from this that it's going to happen.
You want to hear a fun fact?
Yeah.
I've never talked to a stranger at a gas pump.
Why would you?
I just fill up my car.
Leave me alone. So anyways, they head up to the mountain retreat, and oh my gosh, it's so magical. We also are told, it's repeated many, many times, there's no cell service up here. Oh my, there's no cell service. So we got to make sure everyone in the theater understands. Can't make a phone call. Can't call the cops.
Yeah.
You're on your own. You've never seen this happen before, trust me. And so the bikers show up at the house because there was a misunderstanding about a satellite phone, and they want their phone back, and Bria and John don't want to give it to them because they've discovered that the bikers are involved in a sex trafficking ring. And Bria, being the reporter she wants to bust this thing wide open. And the bikers don't want her to do that.
No.
Because what they do is illegal.
Yeah,
and they
I've
don't
heard
want her
that.
to stop that. So this story it's a slowly developing story that is really predictable, note to note. I mean, it's everything that you could guess. And then it turns into running from scary bikers and acting stupidly as you do so. You know, like when you're inside a house and the bikers are outside, what would you do? Go outside, right?
Oh, yeah. So did you split up first?
That's the best way to do it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Hey, they're out there. We're in here. We should probably go outside. Try and sneak through the woods. We're going to probably run through the woods. I hope no one trips over a branch in the woods while the bikers are chasing them. And
one thing I know about movies is no matter how improbable it is that they're at every door, they're at every door.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, get this. You get into a car and you really need to get out of there. Car's not going to start.
It never does.
Would you get out of the car and run though when it doesn't start? No. You continue to try. Try as they're coming up to you.
Yeah.
Keep cranking.
Well, you're safe. I mean, you got a good quarter-inch thing of glass, maybe eighth.
Even if you find a phone, that's not going to work either because they probably cut the lines.
Yeah.
You know, it's all of the just sad, lonely tropes.
Tell you what, I find in this day and age, it's more unbelievable that there is a
landline.
landline. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's everything that you have seen in so many of these types of movies. The thing that made this movie not terrible was I thought Paula Patton was actually really good in this as the female lead. Who was a strong lead. She made stupid decisions. But she had moments of strength in this movie, especially as she discovered this sex trafficking ring and things. I liked her. There was, in the final act of the movie, there was some decent tension that was built. I thought that Deon Taylor did an okay job of building some tension, but it was kind of too little too late at that point. I was already laughing at how predictable this movie was.
Mm-hmm.
So building some third act tension didn't really pull it out of the tailspin that it was in, you know? And so it's kind of weird. Also, really weird, William Fichtner, who is a character actor that I love. Like, he's in so many great movies.
Mm-hmm.
Big name character actor. He's in the first couple minutes of the movie as her boss at the paper who fires her. You're like, oh, okay, he's going to come back to play, right?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, William Fichtner only got paid for 1 day of work, I think. Because
he's a big name actor.
You didn't see him. Like, why would you go out and get him and then not use him? He just basically says you're fired.
You know, we have another example of that a little bit later in our show.
So, anyways, it is your very cookie cutter standard movie of this type.
Yeah.
Crazed bikers hunting through the woods.
And that's really why I wasn't too excited to
I was really excited. I mean, I thought.
Were you?
I really did. I thought this was going to be the best movie of the year, and it failed me. I know. That's not true. Don't look down on me. I ended up giving Traffik 2 stars.
Okay.
You know,
that's not
less,
good.
Yeah, it's less
Yeah.
than mediocre, but it wasn't terrible.
It's
It was
just bad.
Not something that I would recommend to you. So
Yeah.
Traffik. I'm sure it'll be out of theaters before you even get to see this, because there's another big movie showing up that's going to blast all these little movies out of the theaters.
Which one?
We'll talk about it.
Oh, okay.
What do you have for us, sir?
Have I told you I feel a little pretty?
Ooh.
Yeah, so I feel pretty.
It's like you've been humming that song.
I have. It's been stuck in my head for at least 3 days, because that's when I seen this movie. Amy Schumer plays Renee Bennett. She does pretty much Amy Schumer through this entire movie. She is a girl or woman who isn't feeling very attractive. She is actually a normal-looking person, but like all normal-looking people, we feel all kind of let down by society that tells us we are just kind of normal and not pretty. Well, Renee does all the things she needs to do to try to feel pretty, and in a spinning accident, knocks her head really good, wakes up and thinks, oh my gosh, I did a total body transformation. I am gorgeous. Every time she looks in the mirror, she sees a supermodel that doesn't look a thing like her, and she's actually surprised when she goes up to old friends and says things like, no, it's me. I know you don't recognize me, but really, this is me.
And
look at all
like,
this.
What are you talking
And everybody's like, never tells her, you look exactly the way you
Right.
did before you had whatever
because
is going
they
on.
assume she has a mental illness, and they try and just go along with it.
Yeah. So throughout this whole movie is a bunch of cliches about how people treat each other, and actually feels a little bit like it's putting down a lot of...
It 100%
this
is.
entire movie is actually really bad about self-image and how people interact,
Yeah.
and there really isn't much reality to how anybody acts in this movie. You have the pretty people and you have the not pretty people.
Just the
and,
regular people, they're the worst. They should hang themselves for being regular.
and it's just terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I liked Amy Schumer in Trainwreck.
Yeah.
And
That was a
after
while
that,
ago now.
it's been a while, but after that, it's been pretty much the same shtick every single time, and you know what to expect when Amy Schumer does a movie. You either really love her characters and you keep on going to these things, or you get tired of the shtick and
It is a
you
shtick.
stop watching it. And in this one, she wants it to have a good message. I'm just going to throw out the end. It's not a spoiler alert, but they try to redeem the entire
In
movie
the last, 3 minutes.
in the last 3 minutes, saying, listen, this is how we all should act. We are all beautiful people, and it should be, we shouldn't concentrate on, high market beauty and stuff like that. And that's great for the last 3 minutes,
Yeah,
but
they
it doesn't,
tack that thing on right at the end.
but it's not correct. It's not telling what you actually saw. It's the exact opposite of what you saw. So it feels a little hypocritical that
Absolutely.
they would put in that last 3 minutes going, see, it's all a good movie. It's not. It's
No, because-
terrible.
I mean, because at the beginning, when she's just regular Renee, she's literally a walking Kathy cartoon.
Yeah.
And she's all she's worried about, her entire existence is about, I have to be pretty because pretty people are perfect.
Yeah.
Regular people are, ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, they're the worst. If I'm not pretty, I'm not anything. I shouldn't even walk the earth. And really, the story we're telling, the message we're giving is, look, if you're just regular looking, the best thing you can do is hope for massive head trauma to make you think, to delude yourself into having self-confidence.
Yeah.
That's the best you can hope for.
Yeah.
And this is like an old episode of Beverly Hillbillies where, like, I got kicked in the head, I got amnesia. Oh, a water bucket landed on my head, now I remember everything. It's literally, I hit my head, now I suddenly have self-esteem, I think I'm pretty, I hope I never get hit in the head again, or that's all going to go away. And it's such a horrible message.
And a sub-message is, if your friend definitely has a mental illness, do nothing about it.
Right. Well, and because she works for this beauty chain, Lily LeClaire, and so it's all about the beautiful people, and oh my gosh, if I could just be one of them, they're perfect. That's the existence of this entire movie until the final 3 minutes, is reinforcing this, and aren't they great? And even giving what you think would be the monster, Avery LeClaire played, I thought, great by Michelle Williams. She was almost unrecognizable as this girl.
Yeah.
And you would think she'd be the villain because she's supposed to be the high-end beauty person, the height of this, but she's against the regular people. But instead, she gets her redemption at the end. Oh, she's perfect. She's great. She's beautiful, and she understands what's going on.
There's actually no villains in this movie except for the writers.
Yeah, they were against you. It's so tragically and awkwardly unfunny. This movie is so bad, and it has a love interest in here. Rory Scovel plays guy Ethan. I really love Rory Scovel. I think he's a really funny guy, and he's just, oh man, he is hamstrung in this movie with terrible writing.
I actually kind of liked that dynamic in a little bit. That was the only thing that felt original about this movie, and definitely nothing else is original about that except for their relationship. But that went all down the tubes for me in the third act when Amy Schumer, of course, is now hit in the head again and has reality put on her, and there's this weird dynamic where she can't even be around Ethan anymore.
I'm a gargoyle.
Yeah, and it's like he plays along and he doesn't ever address the fact that she definitely had a mental illness. What the hell?
Exactly. Well, not only that, I mean, her character Renee was vapid before this started. She was superficial and a terrible person.
Yeah.
She got this hit in the head, and whatever it is that gave her self-confidence made her more vapid and superficial. And then when she comes back, she goes back to being that because it still is like, oh, now I'm back to being a regular person. I'm a garbage person now.
Yeah.
I'm a garbage pail kid because I don't look like what I thought I looked like. That's the message you're sending to young girls, Amy Schumer. Congratulations.
And then
you tack on a quick little thing that feels like it was after initial showing, and the audience was like, this is a horrible. Oh, we should put something at the end being like, oh yeah, but regular people are okay, I guess, too.
Yeah, and she also gives a bad stereotype to people who do look really nice, these models and stuff.
And
all of them.
She's not a bad-looking girl. It's not
no,
like
she's
this
not.
Gargoyle out there, but she plays it like, if you look like me, like a regular person, it's the worst.
Yeah.
And everyone should think that. It's so stupid. To me, this movie is a harrowing tale of what CTE, concussion syndrome, can do. The after effects, the side effects of concussions, and how we really need to take it serious. Because bad things can happen.
Yeah.
This movie being one of them. I would have rather been hit in the head with a brick than watch this movie.
I would have left.
I wish I could get the concussion to make me forget watching I Feel Pretty.
I did have a couple of drinks and it didn't help. Not a bit.
No, it's so unfunny.
And I would have left early too, but I had company who wanted to see it to the end. I'm like, no, it's not going to get any better. Trust me. There was the 3 minutes where they tried to save it, but that was
not good. Like the only things I liked were some of the side characters. I liked Michelle Williams because I thought she was kind of fun in this. I liked her friends, A.D. Bryant and Busy Phillips. I thought they were okay.
Very rarely in there, and more, and didn't make an impact much in the movie.
Everything involving Amy Schumer was just unfunny, really unfunny. And last year, Snap, her and Goldie Hawn. That was my worst movie of the year. 0-star movie. This wasn't quite there, but it tried. It was close.
Wow, I thought my review score was going to be bad. I have a feeling yours is going to be worse.
I don't know. I gave it 1 out of 5 stars.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you agree?
I gave it a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad.
It really is.
It was surprisingly bad. I was kind of surprised.
I mean, I didn't go in wanting to hate this movie, despite how much I hated Snatched. I was hoping to get something that I got out of Trainwreck, which I still think is a really funny movie. But this is a downward slope of movie making for her. It is bad writing and just bad choices.
I think if they stuck to what the last 3 minutes said the movie was supposed to be about, this could have been a great movie. But
that
since
felt
the
like
last,
a cop out in the end.
it really did. It felt like someone saying, "You think you saw a bad movie? No, it wasn't."
Oh, we have a message. What was the message? Somebody find the message. Let's put it in there. No, it's too bad. It's a movie that neither one of us recommend. In fact, we don't even not recommend it. We unrecommend it. Don't see it.
Don't see this
Please,
movie.
Don't support this movie. It sends a horrible message to girls.
But they're gonna sell it. It's gonna sell.
I don't know. We'll see.
The Blu-rays are gonna fly. We are gonna have a Bruin view at the Majestic, I'm sure, for this movie.
Get your head checked. All right, the last movie we have on the marquee this week is a sequel from a movie that originally came out in 2001.
Yeah.
17 years later, a Kickstarter-funded film that the fans literally wanted. I joke about, like, oh yeah, letter-writing campaigns, and fans have been clamoring for Zoolander 2. But this literally, the fans put their money down and said, I want to see Super Troopers 2.
Yeah, this was a Kickstarter like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
pumped
crazy.
the money into it, and so we got it. The Broken Lizard Troop comes back together to reunite all the fun characters that you love from the original. We add in some new characters. Rob Lowe is here, and another group of folks. What starts is a border dispute between Vermont and the United States and Canada. Suddenly, we're not sure what the border is, so we have to send a team of troopers up to man this zone that may or may not become America soon. This part of Canada that might be America. Who do we have? Oh, that group of guys who was disbanded 17 years ago and has since been out as a touring band. Cracklin' Bacon. And so we bring back the troopers, and throughout the movie there's a running joke about something that happened in the meantime since we last saw them.
Yeah.
A Fred Savage incident happened.
And I kept on thinking maybe I don't remember the first
Oh,
Super
really?
Trooper. Yeah, because I haven't watched it in a while.
Sometime the last 17 years, something happened. There's been a Fred Savage incident that is famous for these guys, I guess. Because they are up in Canada trying to make it America, there's some disputes between our Super Troopers and the Mounties up there and their boss, played by Rob Lowe. The Mounties are led by their 3 guys. Will Sasso is kind of the main guy. I thought he was actually pretty funny as the big Mountie. And there's a lot because this does take place in Canada. There's a lot of metric jokes.
Yep.
Lots and lots of metric conversion jokes, which kind of hit or miss. A lot of jokes that I felt like I'd already heard and seen in Canadian Bacon, the John Candy movie.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff, like, oh yeah, it was kind of familiar. And it really is us versus those stupid Mounties and the jokes about Canada. It's like hanging out with a friend of yours who has a lot of Canada jokes.
Don't forget all the drug jokes. I mean, there
Lots
was
of
a lot of
drug
drug
jokes,
jokes.
Well, what am I saying? Of course. And for me, it's always really tough, especially for comedies, to recapture the magic.
Yeah,
especially
definitely.
this far out. I mean, we've seen it many times now. Zoolander 2, Anchorman 2, Dumb and Dumber 2. It's hard to recapture the magic, especially when you have a comedy that kind of came out of nowhere.
I think this one gives extra kudos for me because it really was for the fans. And these
Right.
guys really did. I mean, they had a series of really bad movies that didn't do too well. I think Slammin' Salmon was the last one I saw of
I
the
like Beer
Broken
Fest
Lizard.
quite a bit.
Beer Fest was fantastic.
Yeah, and that they're talking about that's going to be the next crowdfunded
Well,
sequel.
they promised a sequel on that at the end of
Right.
Beer Fest. A lot of people were
They're
clamoring
proving
for
that,
that.
hey, 20 years, we might give you a sequel.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think because this was based on the fans, and this was Broken Lizard Troop, it wasn't producers saying, yes, we need more of this and
Yeah.
more of this. It was the people who really care for this project that made it a little special for me. Yeah, it wasn't the original Super Troopers by any means, but I think it still had a lot of flair, and even though it was extremely stupid and a lot of rerun jokes, no one takes themselves seriously in this. This is all tongue-in-cheek
And I
throughout the
think-
entire movie.
I think, like, for me, I really love these characters.
Yeah.
I like the dynamic between them, and it felt like you just picked right up, like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, well, there's my friends.
And they kind of made a joke about that too. They had to have made a joke about it, and they did.
Yeah.
I like
There's a
that.
couple of things in this movie. Bruce McCullough played a border agent from Kids in the Hall. He was the border agent that wanted to let them in.
Yeah.
I saw him. I was like, are we getting all the kids in the hall? Because they're Canadian heroes.
Yeah.
I wanted more of them. It's like, I was hoping to see all 5 of those guys. We didn't get that.
There was 2 characters I wanted to see more of,
Yeah.
but they only hired them for a day, just
Yeah.
like you mentioned earlier.
Right.
But we had Damon Wayans and Sean
sure.
Scott.
Sean
Yeah.
William Scott.
Yeah.
Stifler.
Yeah, Stifler.
Yeah.
And they were in it. I'm like, oh my gosh, I knew they weren't going to be in
Yeah,
long.
show up early if you want to see them, because
But-
they're in the opening scene.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to miss that. And I don't want to ruin it because,
No, it
I
was
mean,
funny.
not much of a
I enjoyed
reveal on it, but
I enjoyed
still.
all 3 of the Mounties, and I enjoyed their
They
kind
were
of give
awesome.
back. I thought that was
Yeah.
fun dynamics. I love Brian Cox. Brian Cox, a noted serious actor who plays the chief, and this guy, I've seen him in so many serious dramas, and every time I see him in one of these movies, just being a goofball as the police chief, I love it. I love seeing him in these, just yelling at Farva.
I like the name of the drug that, what was his name? Thorny was taking?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I mentioned that a couple of times,
Yeah,
and I
that's
liked
pretty
how
good.
he was addicted to the one thing that you don't think a guy would be addicted to, but
Yeah. For me, I really like the original, and rewatching the original again, I hadn't seen it in a few years. I watched it again before we saw it. Yeah, it's great. And this movie, it had its laughs, but it had its lulls,
Yeah.
and it didn't live up to what I was hoping for. I think there's still quite a bit of funny in here.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping for a lot more, because this is like their flagship. The Super Troopers is the flagship. And
Yeah.
because what you said, because it was crowdfunded, I was like, I'm really gonna bring it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they did decent. What'd you end up thinking of this thing?
I gave it a 3. I had fun. It's not a good movie. It will probably grow on me. I will watch it again.
And I agree. I give it 3 stars as well. My score has kind of been moving around since I saw it. 3 stars. I'm hoping that it gets better, and I hope that it's a fun kind of back-to-back watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping.
I'm thinking it will be. That's what's going to happen
Yeah.
when I rewatch it on Blu-ray. It will be something I grab, even though I don't give it a good
There
score.
There are laughs.
There are laughs, and you want to revisit those characters.
Absolutely. Speaking of those characters and revisiting, sir, our throwback, you gave an inspired pick for this week's throwback. What do we have?
I made a mistake.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I picked Club Dread because we had the Broken Lizard guys,
Yes.
and we had the whole situation of people being trapped and being
Traffic,
stalked.
yeah.
So I was thinking Club Dread would be a perfect choice.
Broken
I
Lizard?
haven't seen it in a while, and I really loved it back when I saw it in the 90s,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Or,
Well, it's
no,
2004.
2004, back in 2004 when I saw it.
Yeah.
I really loved it. Now I know why I thought I really loved it. A lot of people didn't do things for the slasher flicks anymore, and this was like a homage to what's funny about the slasher flicks, and it didn't quite live up to my memory at all. When I rewatched it, this thing is dated. This is not aging well.
Yeah,
and it's actually
surprising how old it feels. It does feel like a 90s movie.
it really, and it's boring. It's
I mean,
really
I know
boring. I
part
love
of it
Bill
is that-
Paxton being in it, but
Part of it is that I think they want to try and pay homage to those 90s teen slasher flicks, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a serial killer interrupts the fun on an island resort for swinger couples.
Yeah.
And the killer shows up, and it's a whole game of who's the killer, and the weird part is, like, so I hadn't seen it since it first came out. It's been 14
Yeah.
years since I saw this movie.
Same here.
And I remember having this vague memory of liking it, but I didn't remember anything about the movie.
Yeah.
So I remember, like, oh yeah, this was an alright movie, And rewatching it, I was stunned by how
Same
I
here.
just was staring at the movie, like, so are there funny parts in this movie? I thought there were.
I would get up to do something, and I'd come back, and I was actually disappointed that there's still a lot more movie left. Did it seem long?
It did. It really did. And it's weird because it fell in this weird spot where it didn't feel like a parody of these types of movies.
No.
And it didn't feel like an homage to these types of movies. It felt like they were actually trying to make one of these types of movies.
Yeah.
And they failed kind of on everything. It just wasn't funny. It's not well made. The characters, for the most part, are really bad.
I remembered it as they would take cliches,
Yeah.
but I think they weren't really taking cliches to parody them.
Yeah.
It was just how they wrote it.
Yeah, let's make one of those movies.
Yeah.
It was weird, and it obviously really traded on the goodwill of Super Troopers. I mean, you see in the trailer, like,
Yeah.
from the minds that brought you Super Troopers, and they're showing clips from Super Troopers in this trailer.
Yeah.
That's usually a key. Like, is this going to be a good movie? Do they have to show me a movie I like first to make me, like, connect the synapses? Like, oh, I should like this movie.
I think another problem I had with this is, yeah, you connect us with Super Troopers. You kind of want the Super Trooper characters, but they went out of their way to make sure that every single
Almost
actor,
the exact opposite.
Was the exact opposite of what they really were. It's like, oh,
Yeah, this was unfortunate.
yeah.
But, you know, they can't all be winners when we go to the throwback. We don't guarantee that they're going to be good.
No, we're just going to talk about
We're
it.
just going to talk about it. But I was really shocked at how much I did not like this movie. This movie did not hold up.
If anybody out there who watches our show loves Club Dread and
Yeah,
actually
I'd
seen it
love to hear
recently,
about it.
please.
Go on our Facebook page and let us know how wrong we are.
I really am wondering, you know,
There's got to be somebody out there. It's
Yeah.
like, that's my jam.
still
You guys
watches
don't
it.
even know.
I still watch it annually.
I fall asleep every night watching Club Dread, idiots. I can't wait to meet you. Anyways, let's take a quick look ahead at what is coming soon. We have 3 movies coming out on the marquee. First one is Bad Samaritan. It's 2 petty thieves who break into a guy's house to steal something. Oops! They discover that he's got a woman locked up in his house.
Didn't we
starring
just
David Tennant.
Didn't we just see this? I like David Tennant,
we've
but
seen this
yeah,
movie a couple times.
yeah.
Yeah. We also have a remake of the Kurt Russell Goldie Hawn romp Overboard.
Not looking for.
No, I didn't like Overboard the first time. Like, if you're gonna remake a Kurt Russell Goldie Hawn movie, give me Captain Ron.
There we
Make
go.
that.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
we'll do that.
And last but not least is the movie from Charlize Theron, who feels like she has a movie coming out every 3 weeks right now. Tully, which interestingly enough is from the same director who did Young Adult a few years ago with her.
Okay.
And I rewatched that recently. I love that movie. So I would recommend first because it feels like they're kind of 2 of the same character. Almost feels like this is an adult version of a later version of that character. So I would say, go find the movie Young Adult. Watch that. Go see Tully.
Okay.
That's my without even seeing Tully. I'm just saying, I did good movie.
Is that going to be major release?
Tully, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we got for that. Yes.
Be sure to buy tickets.
Exactly. And so as I was saying, there's the big movie that is coming out in theaters this week. That's going to be shoving all of this garbage out of the way. Is of course Avengers: Infinity War is coming into our theaters, about to make $6 bajillion. And we want you to come watch it with us and help support us in our studio. And we have a fundraising opportunity. May the 5th be with you. Cinco de Mayo, some people call it.
Revenge of the Fifth.
Oh,
Yeah.
Revenge of the 5th, absolutely. We want you to come down to our sponsor, Marcus Theaters, the Palace here in Sun Prairie, that day, 3 p.m. Come join us, watch Avengers: Infinity War. You can pick up tickets for this. You can't get them at the theater. You need to get them through us. So if you are interested in this, come down to the Sun Prairie Media Center right here at the station. You can also go to the Sun Prairie Public Library.
Or-
if you know us,
Yeah.
contact us. We'll get you tickets. They're $25. That includes the price of a ticket, popcorn, soda. It's a great deal, and you get to hang out with some people
Yeah.
that love this movie. Meet us if you haven't met us, or hang out with us if you do know us. But would love it, and it's a fundraising opportunity, and we just want support from the community. Which
Yeah,
is awesome.
it's going to be a good time, but the most part, it is supporting something everybody loves here in Sun
I
Prairie.
mean, I'll probably be dressed up as my favorite Avenger. I got a Superman cape.
I want to see you in your Star Wars costume
Yeah,
again.
absolutely.
I'll wear my Christmas Dickie.
Oh, all right. As I said, we want to thank our sponsor, the Palace here in Sun Prairie Marcus Theaters. Thank you for sponsoring our show. We really appreciate it. We are looking forward to watching the Avengers there. If you want to find more from us or let us know how great Club Dread is, you can do so by finding us on Facebook. Search for Real Reviews TV. You can also find us on Twitter at Real Reviews TV. We have a bunch of previous episodes. You go to sunprairiemediacenter.com, look in the on-demand player, or on YouTube by searching Real Reviews, KSUNK Sun. Next week, we're going to be talking about Avengers: Infinity War, as well as some other things. I'm looking forward to it. But until that time, I'm Jamison.
I'm Mike Roth.
Thanks for watching.